Hey there, Jim Johnson for Accent Help here. And I actually had an inquiry on one of my videos where somebody was asking about the suck-sock merger. So S-U-C-K versus S-O-C-K. So I think the person never got back about what they were talking about specifically. So I don't have their specific question. And I will say that I can't think of a native English speaking accent where someone would do that. Now, to more closely define what do that is, let me bring up a couple of words. And actually, I should add a third one. So strut versus father. So suck, strut versus, as I say it, sock. Father, although sock technically is a lot word, L-O-T. Now, for me, father and lot fall into the same category. So, about a merger between those, I can't think of a native speaker one, but I can imagine this happening for foreign language speakers. I will say the strut vowel, which is really commonly written with the phonetic symbol of the turned V like that. It's really commonly written that way. I don't think that Americans tend to say it that way, for example. I think almost all Americans sort of neutralize it partially. So instead of being this full on, I like to think of it as this with a plus sign under it, meaning that it moves a little forward. My apologies if I just freaked you out with phonetics. Chill. So that strut, as I tend to say it, as opposed to the way that some people say it more, let me go more posh, classic, old school RP. Strut, up, sapa, lav, that kind of thing, where it's almost an ah like father. Aha, there we go. That could almost be a native speaker, but they don't, well, it doesn't happen with sock because sock would be separate from father. It would be sock as opposed to father, and then suck, sock. So it just doesn't, that suck, sock merger doesn't happen there. So anyway, with this turned V, as Americans often say it, but even in the case of this is a really hard sound in words like strut. This is really hard for foreign language speakers because, well, English sucks with regards to figuring out how to pronounce something. So it's really, really hard. And the sound in general, as in strut, is really hard to figure out what do you do with it. It's sometimes spelled with a U. Think about the word some, S-O-M-E, versus some, S-U-M-E, where I say them the same, but that spelling is so incredibly different. What the heck is going on here? So it's a nightmare sound for foreign language speakers. English is kind of a nightmare language. Welcome. So I can imagine it happening in some instances that someone might say sock, sock. So they could mix those up and either go towards a slight rounding, sock, sock. So suck, sock, sock, sock. Or they might even go towards an opening, sock, sock, especially if they learned it from an English language speaker from the States who does that blending of sock and lot and father. So does that merger there. So that's the best answer that I got to that. What I would be curious is if anybody knows of any native speaker, English native speaker languages or accents where this does occur. Do you mind mentioning that in the comments? I would love to hear. Also, if you got any questions, just let me know. It's been a while since I actually posted anything. So looking to do some more here, especially if I got some questions that I can answer and help along. Cool. If you want more info about accents in general, you can check out accenthelp.com.